In today's fast-paced, consumer-driven society, spending habits have evolved, and what we consider normal is now far from sustainable. The simple act of spending money, once something we did with careful thought, has been transformed into an automatic process. This shift is largely due to the conveniences of modern living, but the impact is far-reaching and often underestimated. These seemingly normal spending habits are leading many of us down a dangerous path where the consequences are beginning to show their ugly side. For years, the advice was simple: buy what you need, stay within your means, and save for a rainy day. However, in the last couple of decades, that conventional wisdom has been overshadowed by a new way of thinking. We're encouraged to live in the now, to enjoy instant gratification, and to treat ourselves to luxuries that we're told we deserve. As a result, spending habits have shifted dramatically. The consequences of these shifts are beginning to emerge, and they are far more devastating than most realize. The rise of consumer credit. One of the most pervasive trends today is the normalization of consumer debt. What was once considered a last resort for the financially strapped is now viewed as a tool for success. Credit cards, personal loans, and buy now, pay later schemes have become deeply embedded in the fabric of society. At first glance, they seem harmless, even helpful. Who doesn't love the idea of spreading out payments or making big-ticket items feel more affordable? But here lies the trap. By relying on credit to fund lifestyle choices, we're essentially borrowing from our future to finance our present desires. Over time, this can lead to insurmountable debt. The average credit card interest rate hovers around 20%, meaning that even if we pay the minimum, we're simply accumulating interest, and the debt never truly disappears. This easy access to credit has made us increasingly comfortable with debt, and over time, that comfort has led to its normalcy. But the reality is, the consequences of unpaid debt can be crushing, leading to bankruptcy, poor credit ratings, and a lifetime of financial struggle. Subscription services, the silent drainers. Another spending habit that has quickly become normalized in recent years is the subscription economy. We're no longer buying products outright, we're subscribing to them. From streaming services to beauty boxes, fitness plans, and even meal kit deliveries, subscriptions have permeated every corner of our lives. These services are marketed as simple, convenient, and often affordable. In fact, many people subscribe to several services at once, thinking that the small amounts they're paying each month aren't a big deal. But when you add up these little charges, the total can become staggering.
A typical person might have subscriptions to Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, fitness apps, meal kits, magazine subscriptions, and even pet delivery services. While individually these amounts might seem minor, collectively they drain hundreds of dollars from your bank account every month. And here's the problem: they are often set on autopilot. We get used to paying for them without thinking. Subscriptions aren't as visible as large one-time purchases, which means they often slip under our radar. As a result, many people end up paying for services they don't even use or need. What started as a small, seemingly harmless purchase quickly adds up and can lead to financial problems if not monitored closely. The lifestyle inflation trap. As incomes rise, so too does our desire for a higher standard of living. This is known as lifestyle inflation. When we get a raise, the natural inclination is to upgrade our living situation, buying a larger house, driving a newer car, or indulging in more expensive vacations and dining out. But lifestyle inflation is one of the most insidious financial traps we can fall into. The issue here is that as we make more money, we also spend more money. The logic is simple. As our purchasing power increases, so does our desire for comfort and luxury. However, the more we inflate our lifestyle, the harder it becomes to save. We end up living paycheck to paycheck, even though our income has increased. It's a subtle shift that can spiral into long-term financial insecurity. The underlying danger is that this habit of increasing our spending alongside an increase in earnings doesn't leave room for savings or long-term investments, making it harder to weather any unexpected financial storms. The allure of instant gratification. In a world where everything is just a click away, instant gratification has become a dominant force in our spending habits. Whether it's buying the latest gadgets, ordering fast food, or spending on trendy clothes, the desire for immediate rewards has taken hold. While this may not seem like a big issue at first, it plays a pivotal role in fostering a culture of impulsive buying. Instant gratification is closely tied to our emotional state. We make purchases based on feelings, boredom, excitement, frustration, rather than necessity. This leads to irrational spending, where we are motivated by short-term pleasure instead of long-term financial stability. The issue here is that while indulging in impulse buys gives us a fleeting sense of happiness, it doesn't lead to sustainable financial health. Over time, we accumulate unnecessary purchases which drain our financial resources and prevent us from achieving larger goals like buying a home or saving for retirement. The normalization of overspending. The normalization of overspending has become the hallmark of modern consumer culture. Social media, advertising, and peer pressure all contribute to this behavior. We see influencers flaunting their latest purchases, and advertisers craft messages that suggest we need to have the latest products to feel successful. The temptation to keep up with the Joneses has never been stronger, and it's taking a toll on our wallets. From luxury cars to designer clothes and exotic vacations, there's an ongoing narrative that we must constantly spend to live a fulfilled life. This mindset encourages people to take on debt, stretch their finances, and overextend themselves in the pursuit of status. While a short-term indulgence may bring happiness, the long-term financial strain can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and regret. The future outlook. The backlash begins. As these normal spending habits continue to grow, we are beginning to see the consequences. A growing number of people are realizing that they are living in debt and have no significant savings or investments to fall back on. This is creating a financial crisis for many, with no easy way out. The immediate future could bring about some significant challenges as inflation continues to rise, wages remain stagnant for many, and the cost of living increases. Those who have relied heavily on credit and subscriptions may find themselves struggling to make ends meet, especially as interest rates climb and the cost of living outpaces wage growth. The financial system itself may also begin to face pressure as more people default on their debts, leading to higher costs for everyone.